So yeah, this summer has been absolutely wild for FPS games, and yesterday we got hit with a bombshell. Mountaintop Studios just revealed a brand new tactical FPS, and you're never gonna guess who's backing it. The FPS legend himself, Shroud. Introducing Spectre Divide, a game that seemed to come out of almost nowhere. Just about a week ago or so, I started seeing a bunch of ads all over my social medias and Instagram, and honestly, I thought it was a scam. And then all of a sudden, I started seeing Shroud promoting it. To be honest with you, I hadn't heard anything about this game, and I'm usually pretty up to date with this kind of stuff. But then I saw Shroud was promoting it, and I was still a little hesitant, as I know a lot of AI has been going around, like Mr. Beast and stuff like that, so I had to check it out for myself. I ended up going over to Shroud's Twitter, and it actually turned out that this game is 100% legit. Turns out Shroud's actually been secretly working on this game for the past 2 years, and from what I've been able to see, this could be a home run for FPS gaming. I do want to throw out the disclaimer, I am not sponsored by Mountaintop Studios. I am not being paid for any of this. This is all based on the information that I have picked up over the last 24 hours. I'll let the developers go ahead and talk for themselves. Here's what they have to say on their Steam page. Spectre Divide is a genre-evolving competitive 3v3 tactical shooter driven by duality. Use duality to control two bodies in real time, letting you defend two sites at once. Cover your own cross, or even trade yourself. Master tactical gunplay and an arsenal of future tech to achieve infamy. I don't know about you, that sounds pretty cool to me. And while you're here on the Steam page, if you are interested in trying out the game for yourself, make sure you do go ahead and request access for a chance to join future playtests. Now, I'm not gonna lie, this game does look very familiar and has a lot of heavy inspiration from games like Valorant, with maybe a dash of CSGO, and maybe even some Rainbow Six Siege thrown in. The movement, maps, and UI all feel very familiar, but hey, that's not necessarily a bad thing. Valorant does do a lot of things really well, and I'm glad to see some of the better elements are here in Spectre. However, what does set Spectre apart is really gonna determine whether the game has potential. There's a lot of tough competition out there, and is there really room for more success in the competitive tactical shooter space? Spectre is a 3v3 game, not the usual 5v5 that we're used to. But the twist? Each player can control a second character called a Spectre. I have a feeling this is going to make gameplay super dynamic, with players coming up with all sorts of creative strategies combined with various utilities that the game offers. We're going to have some crazy plays come up in the next few months as people learn how to play the game. This is something that I personally feel Valorant really lacks. When I first started playing Valorant in the beta, you could do so much more with Sage Walls and Cypher Cams and some of the other utility, but Riot quickly patched those features out. Ironically, one of the highest view videos on my YouTube channel is actually about different types of Sage Walls that you could do, and now unfortunately most, if not all of those walls don't even work anymore. Riot took a lot of the freedom and creativity out of the game, making it feel super predictable, repetitive, and honestly really stale. That's why I stopped playing the game and didn't even continue to make videos, even though it was actually the most successful videos on my channel. It didn't feel good to have the company control every aspect of how I played the game, making things I worked really hard on irrelevant in less than a week's time. Based on statements from Mountaintop and the available gameplay videos, it actually looks like Spectre has the potential to hold my attention and give players back some of that creativity. It seems there's plenty of opportunity to get creative with strategy and gameplay, and I'm really looking forward to nerding out with some of the different strategies in this game. However, there's gonna be a few things that make me a little skeptical. Without having played the game yet, I really can't be certain. This is just my opinion from what I've seen so far, but Spectre has taken a different approach to gunplay. Unlike Counter-Strike and Valorant, hip firing isn't really viable, like, at all. unless you're super close to the enemy and basically barrel stuffing them. This means ADSing is going to be the primary method of aiming and shooting your enemies. And that's not the only liberty that they've taken with this game. They are even going to allow you to shoot while ADSing and moving and strafing with near 100% accuracy. This makes the game vastly different from CS and Valorant, and it looks like it plays actually a bit more like Rainbow Six Siege in this way. This is, to be honest, not my favorite risk that they've taken, but we'll have to see how it feels when I finally get my hands on the game. Maybe I'm concerned for absolutely no reason and it'll play just fine, but I will admit to you, this is not at all what I'm used to. I have spent way more time in Counter-Strike and in Valorant than I ever have in Siege, so it's gonna be something that I'll have to adapt to. Something that I did find really fascinating though during my research is that Spectre has tournament systems built into the game. Think of it as maybe game battles if you're a veteran COD player, or maybe even cash cups in Fortnite. I think this is a rather brilliant idea, and I'm actually surprised more competitive games don't do this, as it encourages team play. There appears to be a clan system called crews that you can create and build your roster of friends to compete in these tournament style game modes. Unfortunately, I didn't get a lot of information on how these are supposed to work or if there's any reward system in place, but I'm sure we'll find out more once people can actually play the game. Speaking of, I am pretty fortunate enough that I did get access to play the game this weekend during the closed test. Unfortunately, I have not been given any permission to stream or record the game, so I won't be able to share any footage this time, but I do want to point out that there is plenty of existing content out there for you to watch if you do want to see it. This is also just a friendly reminder that if you do want to find out more information, there is a ton of information that's in their official Discord. People are answering questions left and right, and it's really awesome to see that the community is really rallying around this game. However, if you do want to see me do more content on this game and do more in-depth videos in the future, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe, and hit that notification bell so I know you liked the video. This game looks like it's going to be a lot of fun to learn, and I hope you'll join me along the way. I look forward to trying this game this weekend and hopefully competing with you all in the near future. Thank you so much for watching. I hope everybody has a great rest of your day and a great weekend. Peace.